Most people aren't stuck because they're lazy, they're unmotivated, or they're even unfocused. They're stuck because they're running their lives on an outdated internal operating system. A system built for survival, but the system was never built for expansion. So today, what we're going to do is we are going to introduce you to the Freedom Architect way, something that is going to totally make everything you knew obsolete and build a new future for you. Hey everybody, it's Claire, the Freedom Architect, and today I'm going to tell you something that will probably explain every stuck moment you've had in the last decade. So are you ready? Your life isn't stuck, my friend. Your operating system is obsolete, and no amount of motivation will fix your outdated architecture. The truth is, most people are trying to create a 2026 vision and future with a mindset coded in 1998, if you know how old we are. It is you working from a system of a survival mindset, a reactive identity, an outdated system, decision-making system, for lack of better words. So the truth is you're not broken. You're not even unmotivated, and you're not even behind. What's happening is you're running the wrong architecture in your life. And today, I'll show you how to fix that. You ready? So nothing changes until the system that creates those choices changes. So let me explain. People keep trying to fix their goals. Have you tried that? Have you ever tried to fix your goals or your habits or your routines? And then for whatever reason, it's short-lived. It doesn't work, or you get stuck. And then you beat yourself up because you think you're the problem. But habits come from your identity. Your identity is shaped by your architecture. And your architecture comes from the decisions you don't even know that you were making. So what I've noticed is most people over 40, yeah, that's me, have never updated their internal operating system since their 20s. And I can tell you, I never did that. I didn't even know that you could do that. I just lived life day in, day out. See, we're making adult decisions with outdated programming. So what happens if we don't upgrade our operating system? And then we end up wondering, why do things feel so hard? Growth feels unnatural. We burn out. Our success stays inconsistent. One day you're on a high and the next day you're on a low. Like your clarity feels like it's a moving target. Ever felt any of those? Yes, it's because your architecture running your life was built for survival, not for expansion. So what we're going to talk about today is there are 3 old scripts that I get to see with my clients in almost everyone. Script number 1 is that survival to design. Let me explain. Every thought, every decision, every plan that you have is filtered through this. What is the safest and what is the least disruptive for this period of my life? But safety doesn't create transformation. You cannot design your future from a place of defense. It never, ever works. The second type of person I get to see is trying to go from reaction to a strategy. Now, let me explain. You respond to life instead of directing your life. So something happens, you try and fix a problem instead of building an environment where those problems can't actually exist. So if you noticed, if you are a reactor to life, you are burning a lot of energy. But let me tell you the good news. When you become a strategic thinker and you are designing your architecture, right? You are compounding energy. You actually become energized by the thing that you have been fearing all this time. The third type of person I see is somebody that goes from effort and they want to go to leverage. They work harder and harder and harder and harder, and they believe that effort equals progress. Oh my, I fell in this trap for so many years I cannot even explain to you. The harder I worked, the more systems I put in, it just got enormous. It was too much. But what you need to know is effort without leverage is just exhaustion, wearing ambitious clothes. And here's the problem with all three of those strategies. They were coded into you long before you had the tools to question them. So today we're going to question everything. We are going to relook your entire life and redesign it from the inside out. Ready? Okay. So let me introduce you to the foundation of the freedom architecture, the core formulation of exponential expansion. I've been working on this for years, and one thing I noticed there were three keys that people battle with. Number one, mindset. Number two, strategy. Number three, this AI world that seems scary. But if you can correct the mindset, create an easy strategy, and use AI, you will automatically expand. It's not mindset alone. It's not strategy alone, and definitely not AI alone. But what it does is it's a multiplier effect that happens only when all three of these are in alignment. So again, you don't need more discipline. You need a different system. So let's quickly look at the different pillars of each of these that can really change your life. The first one I want to talk about is the mindset pillar. Now, the mindset is not positive thinking, motivation, affirmations, and journaling. I can do this. Have you ever met the toxic positivity kind of person? Mindset is not that. Mindset is an internal architecture that interprets the world around you. So your mindset is going to decide what you think is possible, not what really is possible, what you think is possible. It is also going to decide which opportunities you recognize and which you'll ignore. And it's going to respond to setbacks. It's also going to look at how you frame success or how you self-sabotage, and even how you self-rescue yourself. And most people think they have a mindset problem. And again, people, they don't. They have an identity architectural problem. See, your mindset doesn't follow your goals, but your goals follow your architecture. And that's the point I want to bring home. So you want your goals to follow a contained architecture that you design. You cannot outperform a belief. Trust me when I say it, I tried for years. It doesn't work. You want to build a system that's going to protect you from the very thing you're trying to achieve. You want to protect yourself from this outperform belief. You want to build the system in this case. So what I want you to think of now is the second leg, the identity engine. Oh my, I had so much fun with this once it clicked in and it started working. Your identity is the hidden engineer running every success or failure in your life. Your identity says the following: I'll survive. Well, I've got news for you. You'll never create expansion. It may say, I cope. Okay, but then you're never going to build wealth. Or you may say, I'll try, and you're never going to experience ease. I like to eliminate that word try. Try is letting you off the hook in a very subtle way. Delete it from your vocabulary right now, today. It does not serve you. Your identity creates a ceiling or it removes it. So do you want to know the three types of identity stages? Let me give them to you. The first one is an old identity. You may have seen this in people, or you may have actually felt it within yourself, the fear-based architecture. Oh boy, I lived in this for so many years. And it said things like, I must stay safe. I must be in control, and I cannot make a mistake. Sound familiar? The second one that I often see is emerging identities. So this is where you're kind of leveling up a little bit. I know there's more. I can feel a pull. Something's out there. I need to change. I'm uncomfortable where I'm at right now. Have you ever felt that before? But then there's the level up, the freedom architecture way, where you get to design from a designed identity. So this is a person that says, I create the future. I choose strategy over stress. I leverage instead of hustle. I expand because that is my nature. That's who I am. So this is where power, clarity, and momentum live. The seed doesn't grow because it's motivated. No seed grows because it's motivated. It grows because there's an architectural command expansion that's happening in the background. So let's look at the next, the strategic layer. This is our second leg that we were talking about. Now, strategy isn't complicated. Most people think that strategy is adding things to your life. Strategy is subtraction from your life. It starts removing all the noise, the unnecessary steps, the misaligned goals, the emotional clutter, old scripts, and survival thinking. That is strategy thinking. So one of my favorite people, Myron Golden, talks about this as a removing inefficiency in your life. And I like to call it architectural precision. So there's 3 layers and levers that we can use today that's really going to change everything for us. Number 1, the first lever is clarity. Most people think, what do I want? But you, as an architecture of your life, I want you to ask yourself this question. What or who must I become for this to become inevitable? Nice, isn't it? Then the lever 2 is momentum. 1 lever per day. 1 action that's going to shift you and your identity. 1 decision that's going to build your new future. Can you do that? 1 lever a day. And the third lever is total alignment. Your goal has to match your architecture. Your plans match your identity. And actions match your design future. That's how growth becomes predictable. Now, the third leg, the one that most people are a little bit scared of, is the AI layer. So AI is not technology. AI gives you time back. AI gives you a little bit of clarity. AI is your leverage, people, and AI, it reinforces the identity that you're building. When you use AI correctly, it removes your overwhelm. It removes and creates removes everything that's not necessary, and it starts structuring your thinking for you. It helps you execute faster. Whereas before you might have thought about it and spoken to people, now you're just doing it, getting there faster. It supports your new identity that you've created and eliminates any bottlenecks. I love this about AI. All of this just it blows my mind with how AI can really create a path forward. It allows you to operate like the person you're becoming. And this is why I teach AI as part of the freedom architecture. It's not as a tool, but as a multiplier of your destiny. So again, Myron Golden calls it stewardship. Shout out to Myron, you've taught me a lot. I call it architectural leverage. So your life expands at the speed of your architecture, not your motivation, not your energy, and definitely not your discipline. Those things matter, yes, but they're powered with a system that's running underneath. So today you got to learn the truth. You're not stuck, you're not behind, and you're not broken. Your architecture simply needs an upgrade. And when architecture upgrades, your decisions upgrade, your strategy upgrades, your energy upgrades, and even your future upgrades. And this is the beginning of your expansion. So tell me in the comments, which part of your architecture is costing you the most right now? Your mindset, your strategy, or your leverage? And I want you to say it publicly. Awareness is your first upgrade. Until the next time, see you soon.